Alongside we welcome you ringside for a much anticipated bout. Let's set the table for you and get ready to dish up this big night of action. Everybody's been waiting for these two to meet up. Now they do, as round one is underway. When a right-handed fighter faces a southpaw like we see here tonight, Teddy, that right jab is right up against his jab.
That's absolutely right. And you know what? That's a great point, because there lies maybe the greatest advantage for the southpaw, because now the orthodox fighter doesn't feel comfortable using his jab. It doesn't land. It doesn't have the clearance that it usually has. And therefore, he doesn't use it, and he hurts himself.
Judah's getting back to basics, a good solid jab. And coming upon the halfway mark of this 3-minute round. Not what he was looking for. That's a miss right there by Judah.
Hey, keep your hands up.
Well, that was his intention, and that's what he's doing. Not engaging in the fight, but clinching.
Nice.
Needs to improve that accuracy. Missed with the headshot. Combo lands to the head.
That's where you want to be.
Judah's clearly affected by that. Did you see that? Teddy, he goes down, and he was on the outside where he doesn't like to be.
Where he shouldn't be, and he paid a price.
One, get to your feet.
2, 3, 4,
Stand.
6, 7, 8.
Get up, damn it.
And the round comes to an end. We did have a knockdown in that round. Now, Teddy, if you're in the corner where your man was down on the floor, what are you telling him?
Well, the first thing that I do is I sit him down, I get water on the back of his neck. You know, I bring him to a sense, I make sure that he's clear and everything, and then I tell him why he got his backside put on that canvas, so he can correct it, and he doesn't go out there and get caught again with the same punch.
Good double jab by Judah.
Watch that. Back to the body.
Sweet Pea's just punching air that time. His opponent was able to get out of the way. Gets rid of that body shot.
Move.
Digs in with a good solid uppercut after taking one.
Keep working the body.
And he's holding. He took a go of it to the body, but came up empty. Lands flush with the two-punch combo by Judah. Here's a moment here as you see the step-back counter-punch where you realize this is the sweet science, not just some raw savagery swinging out there.
Look at the little subtleties here, Joe. What he does is he forces him into a position to stop the punch. And then when he stops, steps back, makes a miss, and comes right back.
Garcia is giving his opponent headaches here now. He's throwing punches, but he's able to block them away.
All right, listen. You need to create more punches, okay?
Flip his punch and throw a straight right down the middle. Relax. Relax. You're doing great. Keep the pressure on it. Keep it on it.
And round number 3 is underway. A little something of his own. Blocks a shot, brings back the uppercut. Zab Judah's proving to be elusive. Teddy, among the things that we're going to key in on here early on in this fight is the ability to go to the body.
Very important, because what it does is stops the ability of your opponent to defend the headshots. Takes away some of that head movement.
Garcia's out there just waiting on a counterpunch, isn't he?
Yeah, well, first of all, why is he? Because he knows if he walks in, he's going to get caught. So what he wants to do is, he knows there's basically a guard at that door. He's trying to get that guard to get out of there so he could go through that door.
Sweet Peas impressing the judges and himself with that right hand.
You got nice.
Basic but beautiful. Jab, left hand. Scoring with the right hand by Garcia. Trying to erode away that body with the combination punching. Unable to score with the uppercut that time. And this round comes to an end.
You're not winning the rounds. I need you to start with the jab and then go on and go to the body. Go to the body. I want you to chop down with your right to the body. He's timing you coming in. He's timing you.
Well, if things continue like this is going to be an interesting stretch run of this fight. Beginning of round number 4. Garcia's in really what appears to be a dead even fight on your scorecard, Teddy.
Yeah, it is. And to separate it, if they're going to separate themselves as the night goes on, it's going to come down to the inside. Whoever decides not to make those little silent agreements, you know, you hold me, I won't punch. I hold you, you won't punch. Whoever decides to bring their hands back and do some work on the inner quarters.
Dismisses his opponent's headshot. Oh, he just misses with that headshot. Sweet Pea's right hand did a nice job that time. That worked well for him. Judah is landing a combination here. That's what he does when he's at his very best. And now he's acting like a fighter. Coming back with the right hand after getting scored upon. And now just wasting everybody's time holding on. Zab Judah's doing well here with that 2-punch combination. Garcia, he is not in good shape. He could be on the deck in moments. And he's really doing a nice job of hitting the mark with the jab.
And that's exactly what he needs. And it's not hard to hit the mark when the mark's coming at you. The right choice of a punch.
So we come to the end of the round. And clearly a confidence booster for this man. He got to his opponent. He was able to stun him. Teddy, when a fighter comes back after doing what he just did, do you see them almost light up, like get a little boost of energy because of that?
Yeah, it does build your confidence a little bit. You know, it makes you feel more secure. I can control this man. I had my way.
Sweet Pea's not putting forth much offense at all. Now listen, I get it. You put forth some offense, you got hurt. Garcia's crushed by a big left hand. Judah's showing that he's got some defense of his own. He got away from that punch. Nice strike after catching one by Sweet Pea.
Focus. Keep working the body.
Well off the mark by Judah.
You're doing great.
And out of nowhere, things can turn like that, Teddy. Everything was looking good. Now it's looking bad for him.
Well, that's exactly why, because nothing was coming at him. His opponent wasn't throwing back. He got a little lax, and he paid a price.
Still not moving enough. Boom, boom.
Sweet Pea's coming up with the answers, avoiding that punch. Zab Judah's given us a good showcase of defense here tonight, especially up top. His head movement is just sublime.
And his opponent's cooperating with him a little bit because he's getting frustrated. He's looking for that big shot, and he's continuing to miss. He's making no adjustments. A guy's moving his head, you know.
He returned fire right there, and it worked. After being rocked, now he gets his man.
At this point, it's not about the skills and the abilities of these two fighters. It's about the dreams of them. And one of them is being eliminated.
That was a great round we just saw, Teddy. And this is why I'm glad I do my job, not yours. You have to try to score that round.
Yeah, I have to score it, but they have to figure out why they both got shaken up and make sure it doesn't happen again. Close round, but the good news, more to come for audience.
It's okay.
Judah's bounces back in his step. The start of a new round, coming off a round in which he really took some punishment.
Well, that's what being in great shape will do for you. Also, great experience where he's been through these things before and he's not panicking.
Not able to connect with the uppercut.
Good job.
I like that step back right there. Just enough to be out of danger, but still close enough to then land the counter punch.
Well, that's what happens when you have that kind of experience. You're calm enough to know that range. Know where the beginning of the punch and the end of the punch is.
Good defense, just covering up down low. Well-targeted right hand by Garcia.
I shake it off.
Off to the side, a little swing and a miss going upstairs. Judah's showing that he was well-trained, utilizing the uppercut when he's chest-to-chest, shoulder-to-shoulder against his opponent here.
Oh, you have to recognize situations, and he understands on the inside that's exactly what you should be doing. When your opponent has his gloves up, there's an opening to split the guard, especially when he's leaning forward, and he's leaning forward just a little bit.
Move! There you go.
Not the most accurate uppercut you'll see.
In and out, in and out, in and out. Let's move.
See, that's the work they want to see with the right hand by Judah. I don't know, Teddy. It just feels like one of those nights, one of those fights where somebody's getting hurt, where this is not going to the judges' scorecards.
I feel like I'm in Coney Island watching one of those hot dog eating contests where somebody's going to try to eat 50 of them, 60 of them. In other words, he's not worried how he's going to feel at the end of the night.
Pulls the trigger right away with the left hand after getting tagged himself. Garcia's jab lands well. Landing 2 jabs by Judah. Tucks those elbows in, blocks the body shot. Judah is doing something that not everybody appreciates, but he is making his defense a major factor in this fight.
Yeah, well, a lot of times people, they only get it done on one end. What I mean about that is, offensively, they use their jab, they use aggression to set up the offense, but he uses defense to set up the offense. He has a double-edged sword.
Not able to land the uppercut. Good clean shot, returning fire. Well done by Judah.
Attaboy!
Oh, that uppercut got him badly. Solid. Wow, is this good stuff? What good stuff? He just scored the knockdown after being knocked down earlier.
Joe, that's incredible. And the knockdown earlier actually set up this knockdown because his opponent, he got a little reckless, a little careless.
3, 4, 5.
Garcia's back up on his feet. Let's see what he has now. That is exactly what the corner wanted to see. A good combination punch by Judah. And round 7 comes to an end.
Sit down on your punches, all right? When you get close, uppercut and hook. Get in there, throw the uppercut and hook, right? Look at me. That's what's there.
Start of round number 8 here. Teddy has him down through 7 rounds. But keep in mind, he has scored a knockdown. Folks would be saying, if it happened once, it can happen again.
Well, that's exactly right. And you just said folks could be saying, well, the only folks that need to be saying it is his corner. They need to be saying that. Get in his ear a little.
Right to the head with that right. And now you can see him doing some fine work here on the outside of his opponent.
And I see a terribly long, difficult night for his opponent because we already know he's going to win on the inside. That's his place. Now he's controlling things outside where it's not supposed to be his place.
Beat him in a punch.
Now he ties up there. He's committed to that left hand, and it's working out. What a great job. He gave one right back in return. Nice work by Judah. Garcia's way off the mark. That punch didn't have a chance.
Oh, you got this one.
Judah's combination punching is working well here.
You got some of that too. Let's go.
Missed the body shot. Good work with the uppercuts. Nice job there. Last 10 seconds of the 8th round. Well-targeted combination by Judah. And that's the end of round 8. Zab Judah's in a position now where he should be able to bring home a win. If things stay the way they are, he's clearly headed towards a win.
Yeah, I have my head on my scorecard, but he has to make sure he doesn't, like in football, go into that prevent defense. If he starts just moving, just staying away a little bit, now the things that were keeping his opponent from coming in that front door, well, guess what? They're not there no more. His opponent could get back into this fight.
They are back to action here, but that action has only favored one man, completely one-sided. Hard to see the scorecards coming into play here with how dominating he's been. He had his eyes set on the uppercut, but was unable to land it. Judah's got to be really careful there, Teddy. I mean, he's leaving himself wide open.
And what's going to happen next? You know, he's leaving himself open.
Wow! One-punch power has ended this fight. Can you believe that? There is no way he could continue on. It is done.
By way of knockout, your winner, Super Judah.
Zab Judah's your winner by knockout. Now, I think he was headed towards a decision win anyways, but what a good way to just put a stamp on his evening.
Yeah, bring down the curtain and make sure that more people are going to be talking about you when they leave the arena tonight.
For Teddy Atlas, I'm Joe Tessitore. That does it ringside. We'll see you soon.